Hey folks, it's January 20th, and there's gardening to do in January. Yep, we're going to be pruning my apple tree. Stay tuned. Hello, welcome back to Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I'm your host, Jerry Hansen. This is January 20th, and we've got some stuff growing in the garden. We got a bunch of stuff growing in the greenhouse, but I'm not going to do anything with them this month except for harvest. But right now is a good time to prune my fruit trees. This tree has been planted here for 8 years. It grows 5 variety of apples, and so it self-pollinates. And this is my Honeycrisp apple that I purchased 2 years ago from a local nursery, and it was potted. So this I planted in close proximity to my other apple tree so it can get cross-pollinated by it. Now this apple tree I pruned heavily last year, and I like to prune my fruit trees in the winter months while they're dormant. And the smaller fruit trees, I don't have to prune this year. I've got the apple, pear, I've got a plum, Santa Rosa plum, and I've got an Alberta peach. I won't worry about pruning them this year because I just want them to establish their growth. And then next winter, I will prune them. So this apple tree right now, I'm going to go in and remove some select branches because this is a semi-dwarf tree. I purchased this from a seed catalog company online as a bare root, and I purchased 5 trees. Unfortunately, this is the only one, or fortunately, this was the only one that made it. The others, they didn't make it, which is why, personal preference, I choose to buy the potted trees already. Now, there's 3 tools I may use on this tree. There's a pair of loppers that I have. There's a pair of pinking shears I may use, but definitely I'll be using my pruners. Now, so I don't introduce any disease into the tree, I don't know what's on here, I'm going to go ahead and spray it down with alcohol. We're going to sanitize the blades of this and give it a good wash and sanitization. And just make sure it's nice and clean. So when I start cutting the branches, they're not going to risk getting any diseases for them. Now I'm going to start at the bottom of the tree and work my way up. I'm going to work around each spiral, and I want the spirals to be spaced. So let's get this thing done. Okay, any branches that are broken or down like that, I'm just going to go ahead and cut off to this branch right here. I'm going to do the same with all these branches growing straight up, which are going to compete for not only the top of the tree, but they're also going to block in and grow in the interior of the tree, preventing air circulation and sun from getting into any fruit. I don't want anything inside the tree. I want everything outwards on the branches. So we're just going to go ahead and remove these. I've heard these branches are called water sprouts. And we're just going to remove all the ones going straight up. And any branch that's growing into the tree, I'm going to remove also. This branch has several. I pruned heavily back last year, and I'm going to do the same this year. Here's a branch right here. Any branch growing in, crossing over another branch, or growing down, I'm removing. I just want them to have good freedom of growth out. There's another one growing up. That's growing down. All these are growing up. That one's growing down. That one's growing across. Now I'm working one scaffolding at a time of us. Now what makes this tree interesting is that 5 variety of apples, these branches are all grafted into the tree. And I've harvested 1 apple off this so far. And I'm not sure what graft is which. So we're just gonna go through and carefully look and select the branches I want to keep and just go from there. I'm also looking for an overall balance of the branches because I'm training the tree to grow out away from the trunk and the fruit will be on the out, but I want the apples to be supported by really good heavy duty limbs and not weak limbs. So we can go ahead and pinch off some of the fruit as we get into the season when in the springtime, but that's yet another show. Let's finish harvesting the branches or trimming the branches back off this tree. This branch is loaded with those water sprouts. See, this is growing out. I'm going to keep that. This is crossing over. This is broke, so I'm going to go back to the first nub. There we go. Okay, that scaffolding looks pretty good. Let's trim this one down. Okay, this is a broken branch, so we're going to cut it off back here. And I'm also looking at any branch or wood that looks diseased or compromised. We're going to go ahead and cut that off too. We can afford it. This tree will have new growth. And now look how this one grows out and grows up on that branch. I'm going to help it just grow out here like that. Unlock it there. And so far, just check out each branch. Now all these limbs that are going up where I can't reach them, I'm going to lop them off because I want to be able to come out here and harvest the tree without a ladder. So this is a semi-dwarf, so I want to keep it low anyway. So we're going to take off all these that are shooting up. Watch out for those thorns. So I got it down to within my reach. I got all the other water sprouts that shot up out of the middle. Got all the branches that grew across each other. Cut off any broken or diseased looking twigs and wood. And overall the tree looks pretty healthy for this year. I'm going to look forward to harvesting the apples. It's old enough, it should be producing a lot of fruit for me now. Well, that's it on this short video. This is how I trim my trees. This is probably the 4th year I've trimmed those apple trees back. Please stay tuned to more videos. You can do that by subscribing and clicking that bell icon that alerts you to new videos as I upload them. Give us a thumbs up and leave a comment. Remember, always be safe, always be kind. Thanks again for coming into the garden with me today. Bye-bye now.